Hi, this is Louis. I want to talk to you about my tank. I've been having my tank for over a little bit more than a year, and the worst things that I have come up with is ick. Ick is not something that is curable. Is You're always gonna have ick in your tank. Some people say they never had ick on their tank. That's up to you whether you want to believe it or not. But to me, it should be in each and every tank that we always have in our homes. So it's something that it is curable. That what I have found out about it is that everybody that gets a saltwater tank, all they want is corals, and it's very difficult when you have corals and fishes. Then one of your fishes come down with ick. Um, the best thing that I have found is that you should always have some patience and wait a little bit longer than usual, because the first thing everybody wants to get is fish and corals. Corals are not so easy to maintain, but when you have ick in your main display, it's very difficult for you to cure it. Um, it has happened to me. I had a bunch of corals, and I couldn't get the ick out of my tank. They said that a UV sterilizer will work. I'm not really sure about that, because I have two of them in my tank, and there was no way that the ick was going out of my tank out of nowhere. It just kept coming and coming and coming. Every time I put a new fish in it, it comes out with ick. Now, so what I did was I got rid of all my corals. As you can see, I don't have no corals at all. All I have is just fish and rock and sand. Now, I'm curing the tank as I'm speaking to you now with a product called copper. Copper, it is very, very good for the tank and doesn't kill your fishes. But you do need just to have fishes in your tank. Now, I am doing this over almost a month already. I'm thinking about doing it within another month, because if you really get into it, you go and find out some information about ick, and there's a lot of information about ick. Everybody says different things that they have done and they have gone through, and I don't really know what is going on with it, but I know it lasts longer than we think that it is in your tank. Because remember, it goes into a shell, so I don't know how long is it in that shell for, or how long can it withstand being in that shell. Now, all the fishes I have there, at least about 4 or 5 of them had ick. And once I took all my corals and I put the medicine in this called copper, none of my fishes had ick. They are very, very dangerous. I tried most of everything, and the only thing I could come up with is the copper, which is guarantee works. When I say guarantee, is because I have tried it and I have seen it in action, and so far none of my fishes got ick anymore. I'm not really sure if the tank still has ick in it, but I will keep testing and I will keep looking to find out. Now, the best thing that you could do is to take your time. Patience is the key for every saltwater tank. Patience. I know it's a little bit difficult. You're looking at your tank, you're looking at other people's tank, and they have corals, and you look at pictures, you go to YouTube and you look at everybody else that has all these beautiful corals and everything. But The best thing that we could do when we first get into a saltwater fish tank is to have patience. I figured that the best way to do it is to have only rocks, fish for at least a year, and then you should within that year you should know whether you have ick in your tank, because once you put your fish in there, they're all stressed out and this and that and the other, but they are going to get ick. Once of them, if one of them get ick, now you know that you have ick in your tank. So the best thing you could do is not to put any corals in it, because if you do, you won't be able to treat that tank. Then you're gonna have to go through the whole trouble of getting that fish out of there and put them in a quarantine tank, which is a hospital tank. And I believe the best thing that you could do is just to wait about a year. And once you start adding fish and they start getting ick, you could treat your tank with it. And like that, you don't have no problem taking out the ick out of your tank, out of the main tank. Once you treat it, it should be over with. If you don't, and you right away want to put corals inside your tank, remember that fish that it got ick, it'll be very difficult for you to catch him inside your tank, because the first thing he's going to do is going to hide somewhere you cannot move him and you cannot catch him. You might eventually do catch him, because I have caught mines when I feed them, caught them when they are feeding, but some of them do not make it, because that also depends on how long they have the ick for. So even though you take them out and you put them in a quarantine tank, it's not a definitely that he's going to make it, because I have been through the experience already. So I'm talking to you about experience that I have been through with me already and my fishes. I have gotten a lot of fishes that have died on me because of the ick, even though I tried my best to save them. But once you have them in your main tank, it's very difficult to get them out. I know, because I have tried a whole bunch of times. Some of them are very stubborn. They don't want you to catch them. No fish wants you to catch them and get them out. But what you could do is, like I said, try to have your tank only with fishes with no corals in it for at least a year. After that year, you should just try to put a fish in there to see if he gets ick. If he doesn't get ick after that year, that means your tank is good to go, which you should start putting corals in it one at a time. Don't buy 5 and 6 at a time and put them in there, because you don't know how they're gonna attach. I'm sorry, not attach. I'm looking for the word, but I can't find it right now. Submerge to your tank. So you should do it little by little. But always remember, I know it's not fun watching your tank only with fishes, like I have mine right now. There's only fishes in there, but this tank has been through a lot and still going through a lot. As I go along, I learn more and more and more. But you have a lot of information on YouTube. A lot of information. A lot of people going to tell you different stuff. But there's no way that you ever going to know until you will learn on your own. You will do it. You will be looking at videos. You will be searching, and you will be catching little bits of pieces of things that people talk about, and everything is going to come to your experience, not to anybody else's experience. They could tell you they're experiencing this, they're experiencing that, but if you have never experienced anything, you're good. But sooner or later, you will experience something. No matter what, you will experience something. Nobody is perfect. But the best way to do it is by you doing it yourself. If you don't try it, you will not know anything.